Hey guys, Shawn Ziem, the host of the Webtalk Legends Podcast. We appreciate you tuning in today. We have this is number 74 on our journey of providing value, sharing stories, talking about things that will move you, it'll motivate you, inspire you. I'm hoping that when you are sitting there watching, listening, however else you're using this information, you're actually taking some notes. You're jotting things down. You're going to implement, taking some action. Some of the things we talk about during our conversation. Housekeeping rules. Those that are popping in live, please drop a comment, hashtag live. If you're on the replay, hashtag replay. We love comments. The algorithm loves comments. So throughout our conversation, if you're liking, disliking, etc., throw a thumbs up, thumbs down. You want to throw a fist, whatever emojis you like using, use them. Drop them in the comments. Don't be one that just listens. Engage, interact with us, ask us questions. We might answer them live. You might see them on the screen, or we get back to you definitely after this conversation. Let me bring on my guest, Kathleen Vicenzotti. I hope I said that right. Let me bring her in here.
You did, Shawn. You got it right.
I'm happy I did. Sometimes I really botch that, and I want to make sure it is correct. But guess what? If we make mistakes, we're human, right?
Absolutely. Everything um, we do is with grace. So you did it great, though. So
I
you get a
I
gold
was,
star.
and we're live, right? And people are like, "Oh my God, I can't do what we're doing right now." It's something that every one of you can do, but just don't want to take the chance. You don't want to. You have that fear, and I appreciate you coming on. Going to share your story. Going to talk about a variety of different things. Before we get started, Kathleen, can you share who are you and what do you do?
Oh, gosh. Thank you so much, Shawn. And before I tell you who I am, I just want to just a thank you for inviting me to host with you and tell some of my friends watching. I met Shawn through the Network Machine, a Connection Machine, a networking group that Shawn passionately founded. And I just immediately wanted to be part of this web talk because of your authentic desire to give value to people and really connect people, because we know that there's lots of people out there who have great products and services, and there's lots of people out there who need them. And what a better way than to make connections to people that can help each other. And so, again, thanks for allowing me to be here. And
Thank
who am
you.
I? What do I do? Yeah. So I am actually a business owner. I have been in the direct selling industry, and then also we own a contracting company. I have been in the sales and marketing field for like the past 30 years. I started off in corporate America with a job as a marketing sales manager for Ford Motor Company, where I used to train the sales dealerships to sell cars so that Ford could manufacture and fill in the back end. And I really enjoyed the train the trainer approach. When my daughter came along, I did not like the structure of corporate America, and I wanted the time, freedom, and flexibility, and discovered the world of direct selling that allowed me to stay home. So, as a with an entrepreneurial spirit, I really leaned into that, and I was in that industry. Still am. I actually work as an executive um, for different companies. Measure Made is a company I'm working with right now, and bring value to other independent contractors and people who are looking for the freedom and flexibility to have their own business, but really need the stability and structure of plugging into a model or a program that's already designed. And then I do some coaching and consulting in sales development with Codebreaker Technologies, which specializes in personality science and understanding how our personality affects not only our relationships with each other, but also in the way we do business. So
Love it.
that's
Love it.
kind of the cliff notes.
That is a lot. And a lot of people are like, "What is he doing?" I like to jot things down because I'm an active listener. A lot of people, and this is what I've learned over the years in doing this. I like jotting things down because I'm actually in the moment. A lot of people, this is a problem, right? This is a problem in America. They always are like this the entire time instead of listening to people. Look at kids today. Look at kids and how they communicate. They can't because they're always looking at their phone. So I appreciate hearing all that. I mean, sales and marketing, a trainer train the trainer. Let's talk about
Yeah.
that. What is that about? I like that.
Yeah. Train the trainer really is coming in and talking to sales managers, sales leaders who are inspiring and leading a sales force on the most effective way to help duplicate the selling systems that they have in place, or to help duplicate their processes. Because for so many of us, sales is either an art, but it's
Mm,
also a science. And, a lot of times people who are really successful in sales can't break down or deconstruct why they're successful. They like sell on intuition, or they're really good people readers. However, we're looking for ways to train sales leaders and sales managers how to deconstruct the sales process. And Codebreaker in Bank, Bank is an acronym for the 4 fundamental personalities. Cherry Tree, the author of Why They Buy, discovered that there's different motivations of why people buy based on personality. And when you're able to break that down and identify those values, you're able to teach other people how to sell. So it's no longer an art, it becomes a science, because when you know the science behind the buying behaviors and the values that people have based on their personality, you're able to speak their language, connect with them better, create more meaningful connections. And so I really am passionate about really just working with sales leaders to help them be more effective at training and coaching and developing their sales teams and their sales forces. So that started really young, right out of college, showing up at a car dealer and working with sales managers and breaking down the process and helping them be more effective.
now, sales in auto sales, it's mainly men, right? A lot of men are selling
Yeah.
in cars, and for a woman to come in and teach a trainer how to teach his team, talk about how that was when you first started doing that.
Oh my goodness. It was a challenge, I have to say, being a woman in a male dominated industry. I learned a lot. I think that immediately, breaking down the barriers was a lot easier. But sometimes they would look at me like, does she really know anything? But then once we started digging in and they could see the value that you bring, the value you add, you know, they pretty much was on par with, like any man in the room. But, I think that just comes to also, I think I was a little bit naive and unaware that that was even a thing back then. I didn't understand what's the difference. I'm just like you. But
Hmm.
and most of the people I dealt with were pretty welcoming. And I think because I had the reputation of a Fortune 100 company behind my back, I had the stamp of approval from Ford. And so they had trust in the brand. So when they sent somebody out like me to do the training and work with them, that I had that credibility, but then I had to back it up with the right skills, knowledge, and approach. And like you said, listening, you talked about listening and kids stay listening. I think that was another big thing. I think when you listen and can help people understand that I'm here to just help you, let's figure out a way to do it together. It's a win-win for both of us. I'm going to respect what you already know and what you're doing, but maybe if I could add value or help you a little bit, would a 10% increase in your results be meaningful and impactful to you? Then let's do this. But there was some, I have to say, there was some I had one boss that said something to me like, said something to me and he goes, well, I'm a pretty powerful guy. And I was like, oh, okay. But other than that, it was a pretty good experience.
Like it really matters,
Yeah.
like it's
Yeah.
incredible. It's absolutely incredible. And going into, let's even go back. I want to go farther back. And who were you
Oh,
back in
wow.
school? Let's go back, like in high school. Who were you back then? Were you into the sports, into the books, into the guys, girls, what have you?
Oh my goodness. Well, if you were to see the person today versus the person back in high school, big difference in confidence levels. In high school, it was really kind of a struggle for me because I, by nature, I love doing fun things. I'm very versatile. I'm very adaptive, so to speak. I love everything from, like art and creativity and all types of music. And so I never really fit into one genre. I was not the cheerleader. I tried out for the cheerleading team. I couldn't do a split, so I never made the team. So I think it was always, I didn't have one like clique or group that I could identify with. So I had friends in all different genres. Like, I would hang out with people from the theater group, people in the art department, people who were the jocks. or, the gym people. And, not very athletic. I did play soccer for a little bit, but I was kind of lost in high school. Like, I really was one of those kids that, like, I don't think I fit in here. Like, where do I belong? And actually, I was kind of an average student. I didn't really excel with my grades, and really had a low self-esteem. Like, I really, and it was my parents though always encouraged me, you could do anything. We had a great household, great upbringing, super loving family. But just I think it's really hard for kids in high school to feel like, where do I belong? Where do I fit in? Especially when you don't fit a mold and you're very adaptable and flexible to lots of different things. And I didn't like the exclusivity that sometimes came along with the, pigeonholing people and kids in high school. So,
Yeah.
when you think about it, I never felt comfortable. Like, I wanted to include everybody. Like, hey, she's cool, she's fun, or hey, this person seems really nice. Do you meet them? Kind of like what we're doing now, right? You meet all these different people. Let's bring them into our fold. Doesn't matter what their background is. Doesn't matter what club they're in. Doesn't matter what team they're on. We all bring unique value and perspective. So let's collaborate together. But then when I got to college is where I really blossomed. I really became like a student. I graduated, summa cum laude, really stepped into my own and realized, oh, okay, this is how the world is. Like, there's all different types of people and we can accept everybody. So
Where did you end up going to college?
I have an undergrad from Fredonia State University. Shout out to all my friends who are from FSU, Fredonia State University. It's a small New York State college. And then I have my MBA from the University of Pittsburgh. And I mastered in marketing and finance in grad school. And then undergrad, I wasn't too sure what I wanted to do. So I have a dual major in business and political science. So, yeah.
So you were on the East Coast, and now you're on the West Coast.
Yes.
What made you go from one coast to the other?
Oh my goodness. Who wouldn't want to live under the palm trees and by the ocean, right? I always loved the beach on vacation and was a warm weather gal. And growing up in Buffalo, New York, we had lots of cold winters. And I am a skier, though. I love the cold, love the winter. But I was actually working for a company, Ruby Ribbon, and they're in San Francisco, Burlingame. And at the time, I was on the East Coast, they were on the West Coast, and the time difference for working hours wasn't very conducive. So they invited me to move to the West Coast for my job. And I had a brother who 25 years prior, when he was a young kid out of college, packed up his car as much as he could, drove across country, landed in California, and never left. So when they gave me the opportunity to move to the West Coast, I said, yeah, I'll come to the West Coast, but I want to live in Southern California because I have a brother there. And if you would, if we're in the same time zone, if that's really the objective, then, and they moved me out here. And that's how I got here. And that was 5 years ago.
That's excellent.
So pretty fun.
Yes, a lot of people, that's another fear is you're outside a comfort zone, going to an area you don't know anyone besides your brother. In business, you didn't know anyone. And now you have to start all over again. What are some things you've been doing the last 5 years to really get yourself out there?
Oh, wow. That is a great question. I think it really did help knowing that my brother was here because we had an instant friend group and a community, whereas the people we met were so welcoming and warm that, like, they knew my brother, like, oh, you're Kathleen, or you're Christopher's brother or sister, come on in and welcome us into the circle. So I think that connection really helped us. And then my husband had been a general contractor back in New York. And when we came to California, he was going to do kitchen and bath remodels. Mm-hmm. And at a trade show we were at in Las Vegas, he met a representative of a product called Pentec, which does concrete coatings. And, my husband had built a lot of restaurants and businesses and used a lot of epoxy and different types of floor coatings. And when he saw the technology of this product and knowing that California had a lot of concrete, concrete jungle, so to speak, he said, I think I found something else that I'd rather specialize in because, being a general contractor, for any of you who've had work done, right? A lot of times they come in and one day they might be doing tile or wood or electric or drywall or painting, right? You have to kind of be a jack of all trades or understand everything. And it's really hard to get labor and people that are really specialized and good at all those different things. And even though, we're going to do kitchen and bathroom modeling again, you have lots of specialties, lots of connections. It takes time to build relationships, find people you trust to do the work. Whereas with the concrete coatings, it was the same application and process over and over again. So you can really become an expert at it. And he fell in love with the product because there was nothing like it on the market. So we started a concrete coating company. And then within a year, we grew it from 0 to over $1.6 million. We've coated probably over 600 garages and patios and walkways here in Southern California. And so that was really a great way for me to get out and meet different people and get indoctrinated into the community, supporting him in that business. I did all the sales and marketing of it and lead our sales team there. And then he does all the installation and operation side of it. So that's been a really great experience for us here.
Nice combo right there. You definitely have. It's good to have a significant other that you're able to work hand in hand to build something, and and you're able to scale. And that's a lot of people try to do, and some things they can't scale. But he found something that he will be able to, and proves that it can be done. So I applaud him for finding that love and that new passion. That's fantastic. You mentioned early on about direct selling. For those that are watching, what is direct selling?
That just kind of what it says. Direct selling means selling directly from me to you without a storefront or without somebody in between. It is a business model where you can sell directly to a customer and earn a commission, right? So maybe a lot of people are familiar with direct selling in the form of maybe Tupperware back in the days. But nowadays, I think so much with the internet, the industry's evolved to where all the Amazon links, affiliate links people have out there, you're direct selling. You're selling a product or service that you believe in and that you have found helpful in your life, and you want to share it with friends and family or your fans, followers, and social media networks to maybe earn extra income for your family, or maybe replace an income for your family, or just give you that second stream of income. Because we know over the past years have taught us that nothing is really secure, that you always need to have multiple streams of income. You need to have plan A, B, and C, just because the way of the world today. And so I started with jewelry parties, and I actually quit my job at Ford Motor Company. I kind of kept one toe in. I did some consulting work for Ford Motor Company, doing some market research projects for them and market studies for a couple of years. But I ended up needing the flexibility, and direct selling allowed me to do that. So I was able to build a team with a jewelry company, and actually grew a $7 million business out of my back room. I eventually moved to home decor, and with that company, I had 1,800 independent representatives selling a product that I had sponsored into the company, and we grew to over $7 million in sales a year. Direct selling, doing home parties, doing one-on-one presentations, sharing links, and now most of people who are in the industry are doing it online, but there's still a great need for people who want to get together and experience an in-person gathering around an activity or an event or a product, to just, again, not only have that shopping to fulfill the need they have, but have the experience in getting it, and have the service from an independent representative who can take care of you, identify your needs. Kind of like, you in your insurance, like you bring value to the customer as far as, hey, I care about you as a person. Let's get to know you better. These are some of the things that I believe in and can offer you, and let's share it with you. And if you have some friends you want to share it with, I would love to meet them as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny. A lot of people that are watching are involved in direct selling. Other terms that you came up or shared: affiliate marketing, network marketing. What do you feel about the word multi-level marketing? There's a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths about that, right?
Right. And actually, that's the funniest thing to me, because when you think about it, what is more multi-level than a corporation?
Thank
Right?
you. Yes.
You look at it and you got the CEO, and then you got vice president, you got like, and then everything is multi-level, right? But I think people kind of, maybe some companies way back when didn't do some best business practices that created bad taste, where it was kind of a pyramid scheme, like cash for play schemes, but if you're with a company where there's a tangible product or service being sold, and basically it's just a form of compensation rather than paying the CEOs and the executives at the top, they're distributing the proceeds from the sales among the network of people who are referring other people and paying down multiple levels. So if I share something with you and you share something with them, I get a little piece of it. And it's just, in my opinion, just a redistribution of how they're operating the financial equity of the company. So if you have a bad taste, I encourage you to talk. If you believe in the product and it adds value for you and your family, and you want to translate that value and share it with others, why not earn a little bit of commission or a little bit of extra money on the side from doing it?
I agree with you. I agree with 100%. And you said earlier, everyone needs extra funnels of income coming in. And there's nothing wrong with getting something from somewhere else, because and this is the problem with multi-level marketing that people have, is they think they sign up for something. It costs $19.99, $1,000, $5,000, whatever the figure is. And they think all they have to do is pay that money and they're going to make all this money. And that's completely false. You have to do some kind of work. Oh, it's passive income. No, passive income, you have to build work, do something now, plant a lot of seeds. So you have a fruitful harvest. But that's where a lot of people have a problem with multi-level marketing. Oh, it's a shiny object thing too, right? A lot of people go to the shiny object. Oh, I can get to this. I just have to spend a little bit of money. I can get that. Yeah. But they don't want to do the work involved with direct selling.
No, I think you hit the nail on the head too. And it is, you're going to get out of it what you put into it. And yes, if you work it, there's great rewards that can happen. Like you said, you have to work it. And that passive income is not passive if you're not nurturing and taking care of the customer or making sure that you're maintaining those relationships. But it does allow, I guess, a better word would be time freedom and flexibility, because once I invest in it, I can schedule the time when I want to follow up with you and check in and make sure it's still serving your needs. And if you think about like rental properties, people talk about rental income. The average rental income, when somebody invests in real estate, is what, $200, $300, $500 a month. Well, you can make that in a network marketing or direct selling business without having to invest in the real estate. You don't have all the downside risk, but you have the upside opportunity with a small investment, and you want to put some work into it, you can generate some meaningful income for your family.
The more work you put into it, the more money you make. A lot of people don't realize that. They think, oh, things are just going to happen. And I share this with people. You can tell somebody exactly how to do something. The problem in the world, nobody wants to do that work. Wait, you're telling me all the secret sauce? Yeah, I'll tell you exactly word for word. And maybe 1% will actually take you up on it and actually take the ideas and run with it. A lot of people just go in one ear and out the other. And that's where I want people to take more action today. Implement some of the things you're learning and try, right?
So true. And that's one of the things that I work with a lot of small business owners or entrepreneurs, people who are maybe looking to start a network marketing and social marketing businesses, where personality comes into play too, is also effective, because a lot of times people don't take action is because they're stuck in the knowledge phase, right? Maybe they're a knowledge type personality, and at bank we represent with the letter K. They're stuck in paralysis analysis, right? They're analyzing everything. They have to know all the details before they take any A for action, right? Or maybe they're a blueprint that they need planning and structured systems, and they think everything they get stuck in planning mode and not action mode. Or maybe their personality is more of a nurturer, and they are used to giving things to people and don't like to ask for something from somebody. And so that blocks them from serving people, because they're stuck in their own head about, I'm a little bit hesitant to ask because of some of these things so that's why I think it's so important, for people to know their own personality. And, if anybody wants, I could share a link. Like I have a little personality assessment. It gives you some insights to, which type of personality you're dominant in. Are you more of an action and a doer, like you're just going to run? Just I'll figure it out as I go and land on the way down. Or are you somebody who's stuck in analysis, that needs to plan it all out, or analysis paralysis, and help you identify what's holding you back, and let's remove that obstacle and get you to move forward with it and take some action and get some work done.
Hey, I think that link will be fantastic. So after this, definitely hop and drop that in a comment. Where did you get those cards from?
Okay, so this is part of Codebreaker Bank Technology. They're cards that we use to get to know our customer and our prospect a little bit better. And this would be something I would use in a one-on-one if I was meeting you personally. But the link that I'm sending is something we can do digitally. We also have technology that can deconstruct a LinkedIn profile, your Facebook post messaging, and really what it'll tell us is, how is this person showing up? Are they showing up as an action personality? Are they more of a nurture personality? Are they more of a knowledge personality? Are they more of a blueprint personality? And how can I best serve them? How are they going? What is their sales language or business language? How can I best speak the language to them that's going to allow them to see the value in my product? Because an action personality is somebody who says, I just want the cliff notes. Give me the bottom line. What can it do? How much does it cost? I'm ready to go. Whereas, that knowledge personality might want all the details, all the background information, the expertise behind it. Where is the studies and data that's supporting this product, right? Or maybe this person, the nurturing, wants to know more about, well, what is your civic commitment?
Mm-hmm.
What charities? How are you behaving as a company? Are you socially responsible? Do you care more about me than my money? So it's, a great tool that can help you prep for a sales conversation or an interaction, so that you can show up and serve the person in front of you. Because if they have certain needs to make a buying decision or a buy-in decision to you or to your service, or you as a person, understanding what values are most important to them is going to help you serve them better, making people matter, right? Because every interaction is a human interaction, and sales is not a numbers game, it's a people game. So the more you can understand people, the better chance we're going to have of having a better experience for them, and then for you, because you're going to have more effective results.
Now, that's powerful when you go into a meeting, having these type, and and you can speak to either personality type as where you're going to be able to have that, like, you can get that, it's not, selling is not like it used to be. It's not a hard sell anymore. It's like we've been talking about, building relationships, going deeper with people, learning about them, listening to them. And that's a powerful thing. Is it important for you being an entrepreneur, being a business owner, how important is like your health? Are you one that's really into that? Is it something that, you're winging it, nutrition wise, working out, water intake, personal development? Can we talk on that before we end?
Yes, of course. And you need to take care of yourself because the only way you're going to make an impact or leave a legacy is if you're still here. And the only way you're going to be still here is if you take care of yourself. And I struggle. I'm like a chip person. I love chips and salsa is like my weakness, and sugar. And it's really hard, but I try to make a personal commitment. Like I wake up in the morning. I'm a member of Robin Sharma's 5 a.m. club. So I take that hour to myself in the morning, drink some water. I do a mental exercise, a meditation. I do a workout, and then I sit down and do some creative thinking, reading, learning, all to myself before the world wakes up. And I try to make good choices during the day. It's not always easy to do, but yes, Shawn, you hit the nail on the head. The only way that I'm going to be able to make an impact for my family and for the people that I'm serving is to take care of me first. So you need to make yourself a priority. And for those of you out there who struggle with it, I know, Shawn, you're really inspiration, and can add a lot of value of different techniques and ways that people can make sure that they're taking care of themselves first.
Because it's really your mind as well.
Yeah,
a lot of people think it's, I'm working out or I'm trying to eat right. It's really to keep yourself sane and without medicine too. It's something that it's my stress relief. It's something that I love doing, and people have to make time for it. They make appointments for their calls or prospecting and everything else. You have to make appointments for yourself and your health, because you want to be here. I want to be an example for my kids, and I want to be that grandpa down the road that's like, holy shit, that's grandpa. How the hell is he doing that still? That's what I want to have, the reaction when I'm older, and they have, my granddaughter, grandsons, whatever I'm going to have in the future. I want them to look up to me that way.
Same. So yes, I agree. It's so important, like, to take care of you mentally, and exercise and walking and just doing all the things is so important to give you that longevity you need. To have that fun with I'm getting there too. I'm right behind you. So I want to make sure that I'm around, and and a lot of people say I'm not doing it for weight loss. I mean, even though that's a great benefit, but it's really, like you said, I want to be able, like, I went skiing up in Tahoe last spring, and I, put on a few pounds, during the winter, and it really slowed me down. And I was like, oh my gosh, Kathleen, get it together, because you want to still be able to do this into your retirement years. You better take care of yourself now, so that you have the stamina and strength to do some of these things, you want to do. And, hopefully grandkids are my future too, so I can be on the floor playing with them and getting up with no problems, picking up those little Legos or whatever else we have to do, right?
That's the goal. That's the future I'm thinking as well. And I appreciate you. I appreciate all the time you gave us. A lot of people, if you're just popping in now, shame on you popping in now, but wait until this uploads and start from the beginning. Lots of value in this conversation. Kathleen, thanks so much for being with us. And if you guys have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to her. All her information is in the description. Check the couple links that she has in there. Check out what I have to offer. Check out the comments, because Kathleen will have that personality quiz, I guess we would call it, right?
It's a personality assessment. And I think it's in I think it should be in the links that you posted with the description. Okay. But if not, I'll put it in the comments. But Shawn, oh my gosh, thank you so much. This was awesome. And hey guys, if you haven't connected with Shawn yet, make sure you do, because he's one of the good ones. And the world needs more people like Shawn that's just truly passionate about adding value, bringing people together, so that we can make people matter in all that we do, and just, again, leave a lasting impact.
Lasting impact is key.
Yeah.
It's so awesome. So stay with me, Kathleen. Guys, hope you have an awesome rest of your day wherever you are, and we'll see you on the next one.